G'day, this is Jason Sweezy here from 4XPipSnager and Forex UTurn. Today is August 15th, 2011, and we're about to look at the setups. I already toggled from the 1 hour to the 5, so I already marked the chart here for 10 o'clock GMT on Forex Meta Broker, which is 3 a.m. in the morning. So, as you can see here, it looks like, oh, it just went sideways here and it never really went anywhere. Well, I'm going to show you a little something here that is very, very deceiving on MetaTrader 4 if you haven't noticed this, okay? And the reason why I'm able to show it to you today is because we had this huge run up, okay? Which we did get the setup for, which I will talk about in a second. But you see how it looks like it's going sideways here, and then it did a little dip here. Well, it looks like it went like, I don't know, 15 or 20 pips or something, right? This looks like it's a small range. Now watch this. I took the chart off auto scroll, and I'm going to slowly scroll back. There, now look at it. Do you see how the chart widened? Now it looks like before, see, it looks like there's just a little small movement here, very small move down, but then once you scroll forward, look at this. See the action? Boom, boom, boom. And you see how from this high to this low, it's actually 60 pips. But when you looked at it before, it only looked like 20 pips. So do you know the reason why MetaTrader does this? Well, let me share it with you. The reason what they do is when the market's not moving very far, very fast, and it's just going up and down, say 30 to 50 pips in a range like that, they'll I don't know how they do it, but they'll make the charts look like the moves are even twice as big as they actually are. And the reason why they do that is that when a trader looks at it with the human eye, he looks at it and go, "Wow, it's really moving. I got to get in on this." So it makes traders trade more. For all of you that have traded with MetaTrader, if you didn't know this by now, MetaTrader was made to deceive you and was made to I guess you could say benefit the broker in so many ways. There's so many plugins and so many different things. If you've heard rumors about MetaTrader and how the brokers are basically stealing people's money, it is true. It is 100% true. This this move should not look smaller now just because it went up like this. It should still look about the same, as it did before. But this is what happens. So it once you see a big move, it squishes the other moves down in like you can see, like it's only like how much of the chart here now. It's like it's 60 pips, but it's about what? About an inch and a half. But when you scroll back to here, look at that. It took up 80% of the chart. But when you scroll to here, it's only like about 20% or 30%, 25%. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, so let's move on now with the setups. Um, let's see here now. So this was 10 o'clock GMT. Actually, we have to scroll back and look at it like this to actually, because that's another thing with the charts. Once you have a huge move, it makes the moving averages squeeze together. So now that we looked at it like that, you see now look how much bigger you can see the gap size, right? So yes, there could have been a trade right here. Okay, but it was only 17 pips to resistance. So there was no trade set up here or here, and it just bounced off here and they took it the other way. Then by the time, it came down this 60 pips or so, came back into the trigger line, did you really want to sell it there? Well, advanced traders would have. The advanced way of trading, you would have, and you wouldn't have gotten very far. And it took off the other way. So anyway, you never would have caught this move here because the gap was not correct size for one, and it was black in the filter below. So there was no trade setups here, here, or here. Okay. Then in the U.S. session today, okay, we did have a nice setup, and it was right here, and it was so perfect you would not believe. This is like the good old snagger days when the price would come down, they'd buy it right off the trigger line. You'd suffer like 1 pip, if not just the spread of drawdown, and up she goes. Well, look what happened here. You would have got in right here. The filter matched. Everything was good to go. It was 10 minutes after 8 in the morning. The only problem was, would you want to do that trade? Because news was coming. Okay, so this is the thing with news. But also, look at this. Right there, it bounced off of resistance here. So you may have not wanted to. So you definitely, no, you didn't take this trade here. You'd have waited till it broke through and pulled back. So this was. Yes, this was the news time when it pulled back. This is when you would have got in the trade and up she went. So you would have made somewhere, if you would have held on to it, to the top, maximum pip potential. Not that I'm saying you can make 148 pips, because nobody can get in and get out at the top, but maximum pip potential was 148 pips. Maybe you could have got 50. Maybe you could have got 100. Maybe you could have got 120. Nobody knows. Okay, so this guy that was bugging me, leaving his comments, whatever his name is, like, come on, wake up. I wasn't saying you could get in here and get out at the top and get in here and get out at the bottom. Come on, nobody can do that. Okay, so let's move on now to the next setup. We're going to go to the 1 minute. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me erase this line here. I got to get on fast with it now since I've been talking so much here. Go to the 1 hour, go to the 1 minute, take off the auto scroll, get that line, and let's go back to 9 o'clock GMT, which is somewhere around here. Okay, right there's 9 o'clock. Okay, so there was no, it was red in the filter here. There was no trade here, okay. This here took off way up like this. There was no trade here also. Okay, no trade here, filter did not match. No trade here, filter did not match. And here it is getting on past the 2 hour, our 2 hour window of trading. Let's see, at 10 to 4, the setup was here. There was nothing in the filter. There was no setups. No setups today. Okay, well, it's the way it happens sometimes. Okay, we'll put back on the auto scroll. We'll get onto the pound, go to the hour, back to the 5. We'll find our 10 o'clock. There it is. I hit it right bang on. Look at that. 10 o'clock GMT. Okay. So here again, okay, it's the same deal as the euro. If we scroll back, this move here is going to look bigger than it does now. See? See how huge it is now? And then when you scroll back to now, look how small it shrinks again. So anyway, your first ideal setup was right here, but to resistance was only 17 pips. So there was no trade there. Okay, then there was an advanced trade right here. It would have got you a few pips, and that's it. Then our next ideal setup was 14.55. Okay. Okay, so we had 16 pips. That was still not a setup. We need 25 pips from the entry to resistance. So once we broke through resistance up here, you could have done advanced trading methods, buying dips as price came back into the trigger line. Okay, so that's it for the pound. We'll move on to the Swissy. Get that one line. We'll get our 3 o'clock. Okay, there's 3 o'clock GMT. There's no setup here. Nothing here. The line was too small. It gave you the setup here once we broke through support. Broke through here, came back up, but down in the filter down here was not red, so there was no trade set up here. But, yeah, well, by the time to turn it red and the filter was down here. Then we went up. So the only trade setup was, well, it wasn't here either because Again, we had support, bouncing off support in the way right here. So it came back up. Once we broke through support, then the retrace here, you could have sold it, sold it, sold it, sold it. And that's about it. And we're going lower. Jeez, there's just no stopping the euro and the Swissy today. Along its way it goes. Let's see the euro. Is it going to new highs? No, not yet. But the Swissy is. Oh, the Swissy's trying to catch up. It didn't move that much. Okay, so that is now done with that, with the 4XPipSnager setups. Let's now check out the Forex UTurn setups. Okay. Well, here's the open Sunday on the euro. You have the W formation to get in long right here. So if you got in long and held it, okay, and it was blue in the filter, everything lined up. Okay, so your stop would have been about 60 pips. And right now you'd be making about 180 pips. To the top was 200 maximum pip potential. Not that you could have made 203 pips. Okay, we're getting that straight again with some folks who don't understand. Okay, and now at the pound. Well, the pound, it just went sideways. And as you can see, there is no setup here whatsoever. There's no M formation and or W formation. And that's it. So basically, that's it today for the Forex UTurn setups and the Snagger setups. Thanks for watching. It is Monday. We'll catch you on Tuesday.